What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This I'm going to bring you my long-term review. This is the Lenovo. This is the Tab P11 Plus. This is on a more budget-oriented price range for tablets. Currently it is listed at $259. I got it for $189 on sale. I also get a discount through Lenovo through work. It's not much, but that's how I got it for that $189. It's generally $200 to $225. This is the base model, 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of storage, and I'll kind of go through my thoughts of it, what I use it for, and my overall general impressions of having it for about 2 months now. So this is mainly used just to basically watch media. So YouTube TV, when I'm running on the treadmill or walking, or if we're on long trips, our toddler, if we want to have something for him to watch like on Disney Plus, that's mainly what this is used for. Email, things like that. I have an iPhone, so I can't get my messages to sync through there, so that's not something I use it for. I don't have any case, no screen protector, so basically it's been used about how I normally would use it. And I kind of go through some of the good, the bad. Well, there's one of the bad things. It's a little slow, so that's probably my number one negative that I have about this, is that it's pretty slow, a little buggy, a little laggy. That's just what you get with a cheap tablet. It is not on line of the $329 iPad or the $599 iPad Air or the iPad Mini for $499. It's not going to be anywhere near as snappy or fast as that. So that's probably my one big downfall, is that it's just slow. Android 11, probably 4 gigabytes of RAM. The apps, some of them are pretty snappy, but some of them, even like Disney Plus, it's not as good on this as it is on my wife's 4-year-old iPad Mini. Is faster than this, so if you're wanting a really fast, really snappy tablet, this probably isn't it. But if you want a budget one, it does work. I haven't had any issues. Some of the apps will crash, mainly the YouTube TV, so I think it's more of a YouTube TV issue versus an issue with this, but sometimes that app just tends to crash. So that's probably my overall negative. The build quality on this is great. The screen is absolutely amazing. So you have a 2K, I think it's 2600 by 1200, but the screen on this is really where it's at. It's a really nice screen, really good contrast, good, just overall good. Just about everything on it is pretty top notch for the screen. Touch input's good. It is a glossy screen, so you can see there is some glare. You can see from my light, so you do have that to contend with, but they all have that issue. There, with overall dimensions, you got USB-C for your charging. There is no headphone jack, so you do have to keep that in mind. You do have a little connection here for, I think they have different type of keyboards you can connect to it. It says it has a SIM card here, but I do not believe, or maybe that's external storage, more storage. This is not the LTE model, so there's no way to connect any type of LTE network to it. And then you got your volume, power. That's basically all you get, and then the USB-C. So you have good connectivity. The speakers on this are really good for the price point, for that $250 to $200 to $260. It's Dolby Atmos. It's a very good speaker setup for the price point. Not probably as good as, say, the iPad Pro or even the iPad Air, but the speakers on this are really good, especially for that budget-oriented price range. Battery life is also excellent on this. I think it has a 7700 milliamp battery. Doesn't say back here, but it has a really good battery life. Generally I charge it maybe once a week. The only negative with the battery life, well, this isn't with the battery, but it has I think this is a 20-watt charger. This charger gets really hot, and the tablet gets really hot when it's charging, mainly because it has fast charging, which I haven't found a way to disable. I'm not a huge fan of fast charging, so that's something I would disable if I could. My previous iPad Pro, my 2018, never got hot when it charged, but this thing gets almost worrisome how hot it gets. Like, it gets really warm. Same thing with the tablet, it gets extremely warm, but it charges fast. So you can go from 50 to, usually it stops charging around, like if I have it at 50, it'll go to like 95 until it kind of slows down because it gets a little too warm. But it'll do it pretty quickly, less than an hour. You can get some good battery juice backup from that. So that's really good. The apps they're not near as good as the ones on iOS. They're just not. They're good, but some of them can be a little buggy, like the Disney Plus, the YouTube TV, which seem to be the ones I use the most, are a little bit. The YouTube TV one crashes all the time, like once or twice a week, it'll just crash. And when it does 1080p on the YouTube TV, it does it at 60 frames per second, and this thing just goes black. You have to watch it at 480p in order for it to work, which is kind of annoying. I don't know why it does that. I haven't found a workaround, but it is what it is. I mean, everything else is good on it though. Lightroom, Instagram, Gmail, all that stuff is pretty good, pretty fast, pretty fluid. So we got our Lightroom here, which opens pretty good. Let me just kind of get you an idea of what maybe some of the pictures will look like on the screen. So this was shot with a Canon R6, but the screen has very good vibrant to it, very good colors. It's one reason why I really like this thing for the money is the colors on the screen, excellent screen, good speakers, good battery life. So if you're on a budget and you're looking for something to consume media on, I would go towards this. I mean, you can get it for $150 cheaper than your base iPad. The iPad's going to be faster. Like there's no way to get around that. But you can get these. Even sometimes they go under $200, so you can get these at a pretty good deal. And if you look at used ones, they can go from like $150 to $200 if you get one that's like new. So you have that. It has the Android ecosystem, so if that's something you like, you have that to your disposal, and it's built really well for the price. It kind of has a aluminum feel to it, and then it has like this little soft touch here. It does have two cameras on it, front facing, and then one at the rear. They're not very good, but I don't think any tablet cameras are any good. I don't even think the 13 Pro iPhone is any good, but I have a full frame DSLR, so that's our mirrorless camera, so it's not really fair to compare. There's no Face ID or touch. I do wish there was some other way to get into it without a password, so some type of touch ID or some type of fingerprint reader would be. I would pay an extra $50 to have that because it's really annoying having to unlock it with a passcode every time, mainly because it's just a little slow. So if you're in a hurry, trying to put something on quick so you can do a quick car ride and your kid's a little fussy, I know you're probably not the best thing to do is to get Mickey going so they have something to watch, but it works. It's just kind of a little bit slow. It has a 1-year warranty. I haven't had to deal with Lenovo warranty before unless it's the ThinkPad side of things, which is different than their regular consumer side of things. So I haven't had any issues with that. It hasn't had any hiccups besides it gets almost where you could fry something on it when you charge it. And the apps are a little buggy. It is a little slow to rotate even. Like if you look at the... There we go. So if you look at it rotating... I mean, it's fast, but it's just... I think this is an Android 11 thing. It just has that delay to it. My wife's iPad Mini from a long time ago is way snappier, and it's like 3 or 4 years old. Another plus, customizability of this. This is mainly an Android 11 thing. There's tons that you can do with this. I think when this gets Android 12, which is they've really started focusing a little bit more on the tablet side of things, I think you will have a little bit more performance bump there because they've really done a lot with Android 12, especially on the tablet side of things. So I'm looking forward to that. Who knows when or if this will get this, because Android is not known to roll out their updates really quickly, or Lenovo, Android, whoever actually does the updates. So who knows there. But that's it. I'm really happy with it. I'm in the Apple ecosystem, so I probably will not keep this. because I'll probably go back to the 2018 iPad Pro, mainly because of just how quick it is. I'll have iMessage on there so I can not use my phone and computer as much and use that, especially in the morning when I'm just watching YouTube TV and I want to do my iMessages on there. I can do that. The iOS is much better at multitasking, having two screens at once. I found that this doesn't do very well with doing two screens at once. I haven't even found a way to run two apps at once. Maybe that's because I'm not as familiar with Android, but it's that's probably what I will do, just because I'm in that Apple ecosystem. But if you're looking for a budget tablet, this is what I would get. Like, it's even over the Samsung ones, which those are actually a little bit more. The screen also gets really bright, so you can see it will get extremely, extremely bright. I think it's 400 nits, which I think is honestly probably all you need. So that's it. Power off. If you have any comments, questions, leave them below. I'll kind of give you an update of this as I go along. And have a good rest of the day, weekend, whatever is out there, and I'll see you guys next time.